Sometimes I'm very concerned over the statements that we find in the woke spaces.
I've heard people say that we go through unomkhubulwane to get to umvelinqangi. That is the highest form of confusion you can speak as an African.
In the African sense and context, you don't go to the father through the son, you go through the mother.
You cannot go through the mother to get to the son. You cannot go through the female to get to the male.
Do you understand? Meaning the moon controls everything. So tina mesimele sikhulume nomvelinqangi uqamatha. We go through untu or we go through nomkhubulwane. Asikhulumele nomvelinqangi. So that is the order of our universe.
In the context kababunsingiswa, uthi you don't go to the father through the son, you go through the mother, which kind of makes sense in the solar system. Let's see. Now, to go from the earth to the sun, you'd first have to pass the moon, then it's Venus, then Mercury, then the sun. So it's correct in a way, you cannot get to the sun without passing the moon or the mother. But le construct yakhe, it cannot be applied any further in the solar system. And that's a problem. What do I mean? Let's zoom out by zooming in. Let's ask a few key questions. Between the earth and the moon, which came first? There's more than one theory to this. I'm just going to deal with two so that you catch the drift of where I'm trying to go. One suggests that the earth and the moon were created at the same time. Meaning, if we go by the profound wisdom of Baba Unsingizwa, the moon mother, which he calls the controller, and the earth, the controlled, are both created at the same time. Now, does this make sense? Another one suggests that the moon was once part of the earth. A collision with another planet, roughly the size of Mars, sent a chunk of the earth into space, which eventually collected over time, becoming what we know as the moon today. Let's again apply the elder's logic here. In this scenario, the earth is the mother of the moon, which he said is the controller. In this instance, the earth is umakhulu to the moon. Does this make sense? Let's ask another question, which probably does not need an answer, but I'm going to have to ask it anyway, so that I can show you the absurdity of what he's saying. Between the earth and the sun, which came first? The sun, of course. Between the sun and the moon, which came first? It's the sun.
If there was no moon, we will burn. There won't be anything that left. The energy of the sun will burn everything. Yes, the moon is the controller.
Now, to tie what Ubaba Nsingizwa is trying to put together by implying that the orbit of the moon controls the amount of heat we get on the earth, Babu Mutwa makes the following statement in the creation account in Ndaba My Children. May the Great Spirit, who is paramount chief of all chiefs, not the sun by the way, he is referring to the creator of the sun and everything else. He says,
if there was no moon, we will burn. There won't be anything that left.
In the book Ndaba My Children, we learn that the earth, planets, the stars, the moon, everything is created from the ashes of the battle between the spirit of cold, Tefnut, and the spirit of heat. Shu is it?
Shu and Tefnut. Shu is the male and it is air. Tefnut is female and moisture. Air and moisture.
Shu is heat. Shu. Iya shisa. Shu. That word is heat. Shamesh. Uku sha. Tefnut is the opposite, the cold. Shu and Tefnut create Nut and Geb.
Shu and Tefnut give birth to Nut and to Geb. Nut is female. Nut is the sky. Geb is male, and Geb is the earth.
Geb is matter, suns, planets, moons. Geb is umagebula, umageba. Ikabade in Zulu, the word we use for a lump of soil. Shu becomes Geb, and Tefnut becomes Nut. Nut is not the sky. No, it's a metaphor used to express a quality about Nut. When we look at the sky, we cannot tell where it begins and ends. And this quality now is applied to Nut. Nut has no beginning and has no end, just like the sky. Hot spheres of solid Geb or matter is surrounded by cold, formless space or sky. Nut.
The Trinity has never referred to sexes. We have reduced it to ubulili because we do not understand what is contained in these lessons. When we left the Christian church, we left with a literalist mindset, and we take it to everything else that we are reading. A man and the woman, in the context of the Trinity, do not represent sexes, but they represent the creative aspects of the creative Trinity, what you are referring to. And that creative Trinity is the omnipresent, the omniscient, and the omnipotent. The omnipresent is the Father. The omniscient is the Son, or the will. And the omnipotency is what now qualifies or quantifies the second aspect, or ubudodana, the will.
Ngiy 1 by 10 ngaba slice.
What is the Holy Spirit? The Holy Spirit is the divine, feminine, creative aspect of the Trinity, the divine, creative Trinity. Now, in the divine drama, the dialogue goes like this. The will, the wisdom, the intelligence, imfundo of the Father, Tehuti, says, there is no limit to what I can think. There is no limit to what my intelligence can conjure as potential. Then the mother comes and says, Ndodana, there is no limit to how I can clothe imicabango yako. There is no limit to what I can clothe that comes from your mind. I am spiritual power. I am the hekau. I am the words of power. I am the 50 hekaus that you see on the garland of Mother Kali. Whatever you can think, I can clothe it. It is the mother that is the actualizer of potential. It is the mother that can take the will yendoda, the seed yendoda, and actualize it to abantwana. It is the mother that can turn a house into a home. It is the mother that can take veg and turn it into a meal. She is responsible for all events in the world. Now I'm sure you are realizing this is a very big ocean to try and navigate, because she is the divine creative principle. Where do you start searching what she knows? She is boundless. There is no limit to what she can clothe, as is there is no limit to what the will, the Son, Tehuti, Jesus can conjure ngolimi lwakhe. For in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with the Father, Asa. That is the divine creative Trinity.